After taking good care of your animals with all the things that we have discussed from uh, from feeds and proper handling of your animals, of course, susunod dyan is how do we harvest them, right? And one of the main products of animals is meat, primarily. So we will be talking about for today about slaughtering. How do we harvest meat? Right? How do we slaughter them? What are the different set criteria that we used before slaughter? What are the different slaughter practices? And of course, finally, yung tinatawag nating meat fabrication method, which is basically the way we are chopping, selling, and marketing meat products. So, umpisahan natin yung discussion natin on the basic principles of selecting animals for slaughter. Ano ba yung way natin to select animals that are ready to be slaughtered? And for this discussion, we will be covering yung mga fundamental selection criteria. Ano ba yung mga species-specific considerations for some animals? And what are some pre-slaughter factors that affects meat quality? So generally speaking, in terms of selection criteria, unang-una, syempre titignan mo yung edad ng iyong hayop. So the age of the animal will affect yung tenderness, flavor, and the overall quality of your meat. So for example, for beef cattle primarily, around 18 to 24 months. Pero kapag mas bata yung cattle mo, it would give you a more tender meat. While at the same time, kapag mas older naman yung cattle, it would produce you a tougher meat. I have read an article na for a specific breed of cattle, it can go to as long as 36 months before they are being slaughtered. For swine naman, that's around 5 to 6 months. Usually, ang marketable weight during this time is around 90 to 120 kilograms. For sheep, that's 6 to 12 months. For goat meat, for chevon, by the way, ano ang tawag sa meat ng sheep? We call it as mutton. Okay? For goat meat or for chevon, that's 12 to 18 months. And for poultry, usually ready na yan after 5 to 8 weeks for broilers. Pero yung mga nakakal na layers, that would be for around 12 to 12 months, basically. 12 to 18 months, something like that. Another selection criteria would be the body condition and fat cover of your animal. Kasi kapag excessive yung fat, it could lead to wastage. Kasi hindi naman namamarket basically yung excess fat na yon. Basically, what's going on in there is that they will trim the excess fat. And sayang yun doon sa hina-harvest natin na karne ng hayop. However, hindi rin naman po pwede na wala masyadong taba yung karne, okay? Or yung structure ng hayop before slaughter. Kasi it would really affect yung flavor and juiciness ng karne. Kaya for cattle, a subjective way to measure the body fat condition of your animal is through what they call as body condition score. So basically, ito ay isang system of scoring kung saan tinitignan nila yung iba't ibang part ng cattle. For example, yung backbone, tailhead, pin bones, ribs, hook bone, brisket, etc. And then by visually inspecting it, ini-scorean nila kung too less fat ba, saktong fat lang, or sobrang baba ng fat level. So that's body condition scoring. And for cattle, gumagamit sila ng 1 to 9 scale. For swine, 1 to 5 scale. And for sheep and goat, it's around 1 to 5 scale. So ito usually visual inspection na lang ang ginagawa ng mga farmers natin dyan. It's basically they're estimating whether the animal will produce the required quality meat that they need to produce. For market hogs, ang back fat thickness na recommended is around 1.5 to 2 centimeters. So yan ay considered optimal for slaughter. Whereas for beef cattle, ang body condition score na hinahabol nila is around 5 to 7. So 5 to 7 means saktong-sakto lang, hindi masyadong mataba, hindi rin masyadong wala namang taba yung karne, yung magiging karne ng hayop. Of course, aside from fat, very important yung muscle development or yung muscle mismo nung hayop na i-slaughter natin. More muscle means mas mataas ang yield ng meat. So that would mean better carcass value. So ang tinitingnan natin dyan is gaano ba ka-well-developed. For example, yung mga areas na kailangan talaga makarne. Like for example, yung hindquarters and the loin area. Yung karne ba ay firm and dense, so hindi siya flabby, Kasi kapag flabby yung karne, more than likely, ibig sabihin, hindi ganun ka-well-developed yung meat ng hayop, or it may indicate excessive fat content. And they're also looking at a balanced frame. Ibig sabihin, it's not too thin, not too lean, or it is not too over-conditioned. Sa beef cattle, isa sa mga binibreed sa Europe, sa West, is yung mga double-muscled breeds. Kasi kapag double-muscled yan, ibig sabihin, mataas talaga yung yield ng karne na binibigay ng cattle na yon. And one specific breed for a double-muscled breed is the Belgian Blue na breed. However, the problem with Belgian Blue, mayroon siyang challenge when it comes to dystocia or yung mahirap siyang manganak. So it requires consideration in breeding programs. But it's a good meat, basically, yung Belgian Blue na breed. It produces good lean meat. Belgian Blue, yung breed na yun. Now for broilers, ang tinitignan dyan is yung breast muscle. Kasi kapag malaki yung appearance ng breast ng chicken, it would yield to more white meat, and that is much more preferred in many markets, hindi lang sa palengke, bagkus pati sa restaurant. And of course, very important is yung health status ng ating hayop. You need to make sure na before slaughter, yung hayop walang sakit. Okay? Or hindi siya ganun ka-stress. Kapag may sakit yan, it would provide poor meat quality, and it can be a concern when it comes to food safety. Dapat yung hayop, before slaughter, dapat bright yung eyes niya. May mga visual signs na siya ay healthy. Smooth yung coat, normal yung movement, walang any respiratory diseases. At the same time, when the farmer is using the expertise of a veterinary doctor, it should be, the animal should be cleared from any kind of contagious diseases, katulad ng foot and mouth disease or avian influenza. Kasi yan ay naipapasa sa tao and yan ay naipapasa sa tao, and we do not want anything dangerous na pagkain na ibibenta sa market. And finally, meron tayong, when it comes to antibiotics and hormones, meron yung tinatawag na withdrawal periods that are required. So when you raise your animals, you can use antibiotic, for example, to prevent a particular type of disease. But before slaughter, dapat na-wean off na siya doon. Dapat na-withdraw na siya from that antibiotic. Why? Kasi the antibiotic na hindi na-withdraw doon sa hayop ay mananatili doon sa karne. And kapag kinain yan ng tao, yung antibiotic na yun ay pupunta sa kanyang katawan. And the problem with that is maaaring magkaroon ng antibiotic resistance na kung saan kapag yung tao na yun ay nagkasakit tapos kailangan niyang mabigyan ng antibiotic, hindi nagagana yung antibiotic because the bacteria inside of the human's body is already immune kasi nga marami na siyang nakain na antibiotic na galing sa karne. So these are the general selection criteria that we usually used before we slaughter animals. Dako naman tayo dun sa mga species-specific considerations. So basically what we're doing now is diving deep on the considerations per animal, such as cattle, swine, and small ruminants. So for cattle, dalawang klase yan. We have beef cattle and we have spent cows. Now when we say beef cattle, ito yung mga cattle that were raised for meat talaga. Whereas for spent cows, ito yung mga dating dairy cattle, pero hindi na ganun kaganda yung production nila. So hindi na sila nakakapag-produce masyado ng maraming gatas. So therefore, they are culled to become meat. So for beef cattle, mahalagang consideration dyan yung muscle conformation, fat cover, and marbling nung kanilang karne. Ibig sabihin, in terms of fat distribution, dapat uniform. So dapat yung body score conditioning or body conditioning score niya is around 5 to 7. So it's neither too lean, hindi masyadong walang taba, hindi rin naman excessively fat yung hayop. At the same time, tinitignan nila yung muscle ng hayop should be well developed, particularly on the hindquarters, loin, and shoulder area kasi doon nang gagaling yung mga premium cuts. And ito, nasabi ko na kanina, ang usual age of slaughter is around 18 to 24 months for beef cattle. For your dairy sows naman or yung mga spent cows na tinatawag natin, they are not usually raised for meat. Pero once na nag plummet down yung kanilang milk production, they're being culled. Ang mga karne ng spent sows are usually low in terms of marbling. Marbling basically, guys, yung parang intramuscular fat doon sa karne. So when you took your meat, kung papansin ninyo, may mga parang taba-taba na maninipis doon sa gitna ng karne. That is marbling. So sa mga dairy cattle na nakal, so we call them as spent cows, usually wala masyadong marbling. So dahil wala masyadong marbling, it does affect yung quality, yung juiciness, yung juiciness, yung softness nung karne. So usually dahil mababa ang marbling, mas matigas yung karne ng mga spent cows. And they are also leaner. Wala masyadong intramuscular fat. Why? Because they have spent years of their life moving around. So gumagalaw sila eh. Gumagalaw sila. So hindi masyadong, dahil gumagalaw sila, nawala na yung fat doon sa kanilang katawan. And dahil matagal silang naggagalaw, matagal na active yung kanilang lifestyle, let's say, hindi na masyadong mataba yung meat nila. So therefore, ang mga karne ng spent cows are usually used in the ground beef industry. Yung mga giniling na baka, yan. And spent cows usually nakakalyan after 4 to 6 years. So imagine yung beef cattle after 18 to 24 months pwede nang katayin. So batang-bata pa, marami pa siyang fat deposition, mga marbling doon sa kanyang karne. But for dairy cows, after 4 to 6 years, bago mo lang siya kakatayin. So expect mo na leaner yung meat, mas matigas, wala masyadong fat deposition, wala masyadong marbling na nangyayari. So madalas ginagamit siya for ground beef industry. Yung pinaggagawa ng inyong paboritong hamburger. Yan. For swine and boars, ang mga market hogs na for meat, usually ang ideal weight nila is around 90 to 120 kilograms. And this is achieved in the Philippines after 5 to 6 months. Ang gusto natin dyan is lean din yung growth ng kanyang karne. So, ibig sabihin, muscle heavy yung pigs mo, but may minimal na back fat thickness to ensure a good balance na lean yung karne at the same time, juicy yung karne. Paano naman kapag yung mga boars, right? Ang mga boars, usually, hindi natin yan kinakatay for meat production. Kapag na-experience niya sa baryo nyo, may magkakatay ng boar, tapos ibibenta nila yung karne, mahigit na mas mura yon. Bakit? Kasi at dati, merong angdud, may baho yung boar meat. And the reason kung bakit mabaho yung boar meat, yung parang urine-like na parang ihi, amoy ihi, ang reason doon is because of the male pheromone called androstenone. Yan. Kaya ang mga lalaking baboy, they are usually castrated if they are used for meat purposes. Para maalis yung androstenone na yon na lumilikha nung ganong amoy. Now, kung hindi maiiwasan, well, pwede pa rin namang ibenta. May bumibili pa rin naman. Ako, nakakain na ako ng ilang beses ng karne ng lalaking baboy. And kahit hindi ganun ka ganda na may amoy, mas mura naman. So, pwede pa rin namang ibenta although it is not advisable to market it. How about for poultry? For poultry, we have two kinds ulit. Meron tayong egg type and meron tayong meat type. Siyempre, yung for meat purposes talaga are yung mga meat type chickens. They are fast growing. They have high muscle yield and high feed efficiency. So typically, after around 5 to 7 or around 5 to 8 weeks, pwede na yung katayin. Ang live weight niyan would be around 1.5 to 2.5 kilos na siya. Ideal dapat yung meat to bone ratio. So dapat makarne, hindi siyang mabuto. And healthy yung poultry bago siya katayin. For spent layers, yun ang term natin. Ito yung mga layers na nakal, ibig sabihin hindi na sila nangingitlog or kaunti na lang yung kanilang iniitlog. They're usually being slaughtered after 12 to 24 months. However, the problem is that they usually have tougher meat kasi nga prolonged yung activity nila. Same as it goes with our spent cows kanina. And yung meat nila is usually used for processing din. Katulad ng paggawa ng nuggets, canned chicken, or canned soup. Yan. They have lower fat and lower muscle development compared to broilers. And for sheep and goat, ang slaughter age, for example, for sheep, around 6 to 12 months, pwede nang katayin yung sheep. For goat, around 12 to 18 months bago siya maging chevron. Tinitignan nila yung tenderness ng meat with mild flavor. And of course, dapat minimal lang din yung fat deposition. Again, kapag yung mga lalaking, mga old rams and bucks, they are less desirable for meat. Kasi nga, tougher na yung meat nila due to prolonged activity. And at the same time, may strong odor na galing din sa kanilang male pheromones. Kaya ito, ginagamit din for processed meat. Here is yung mga specific feeds na for meat talaga. Madalas, kinakatay yan habang bata pa sila. So the idea here is when it comes to meat that is specifically used, when it comes to breeds that specifically used for meat, madalas kinakatay sila habang bata pa para ma-maintain yung saktong timpla ng taba and meat, yung leanness ng kanilang karne. Whereas yung mga na ginagamit naman for breeding purposes or for milk production in relation to cow or egg production in relation to chicken, ginagamit pa rin siya but mostly na yan for processed meat production. Ito for live meat production na madalas binibenta sa palengke or sa grocery rin na niluluto natin as raw meat. Another topic that we will be discussing are what are the pre-slaughter factors that affects meat quality. And
magtitake ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri with the modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!